Hello and welcome. Today I want to go through the most upvoted feature requests for Timberborn. I was going to make my own personal wish list and make a video out of that with graphics and whatnot, but besides being a lot of work when I was working on the graphics and whatnot, I looked over the feature upvote page for Timberborn, and there were a lot of things that other people have also suggested, and I have upvoted as well the features that I would like to see. So I want to go through the most upvoted features on that page and give you my opinion on it, and yeah, just go through it and see what the devs have, if the devs have responded, and what they think of it, or if they want to consider it or not. Because this feature upvote, they can say under consideration, so they thinking about it. Some things that are on our radar, if they're already working on it, or if they've even already finished some of it, because we will get to some of the features that they've already implemented since they were posted on this page. So let's start with the first one. Well, we have a couple of pinned posts about how to submit bug reports and whatnot, and stuff like that. But the first real upvoted feature request is the Aqueducts, and with that they basically mean elevated water transport, and you can currently only do that with levees, but that will block the underpass and you cannot go under it. And you will see that there's quite a few feature requests that have, like, we want tunnels or stuff like that, caves and whatnot. That would be amazing. I would love that. I would love to make my city inside of a mountain and then have the water flow through it or under it or over it, and you know, that would be amazing to make that work. We already have the layer tool where you can see what layer your buildings are at, and that would be helpful for such a feature. However, the devs also stated that with the way the current water engine works, that will be quite difficult to accomplish. So there's still hope, because it is on their radar and they have it under consideration. I doubt we will see anything like that anytime soon, though. I think they have their own little list as well of features that they want to make. Some things that we won't expect and that isn't listed on this page, like the Golems. They came up with that, and they were implemented, so I'm sure they have a lot of those features laying in their own little roadmap, and they will see if any of these features that have been requested here on this page will fit into that timeline and that roadmap. So yeah, hopefully, I am hopeful that something like this happens, like maybe even just transport pipes that you can put on top of platforms. That would be great as well. Like, have the pipes that are used for the pumps and stuff, but then vertically, and then or I mean horizontally, and then have the water go through it that way. However, we will have to wait and see. Now, the second one is a good one: the ability to recover used materials when demolishing buildings or a deconstruction. And that is a great thing, because at the moment you can basically delete everything. If you make a mistake, it's pretty good, because I like the tool, because I'm placing a building one tile too far to the left or right. I can just remove it, it's gone, I'll rebuild a new one. However, it's kind of weird that that happens. So I would like, next to that tool, I don't want that tool to be gone. I would like to have an actual demolish function, and the builders will come over and they will deconstruct your buildings, and you get a partially refund of your initial resources that were put into your build. It has been upvoted 3.1 thousand times, and hopefully they have it on their radar. And I hope that they will implement something like this, because that would be really great. It would be making the game more immersive. Another thing that I don't care for at all in this game is multiplayer or co-op. I can understand, I can see that, but co-op. I can get that competitive. Not entirely sure how that would work. So let's see what they say here. Peaceful cooperative multiplayer is often requested on Discord, so I'm posting it here. Players would have their own beavers, buildings, and districts, but would be able to cooperate by various means, trade of resources, and assign your beavers to help the other players build. Well, there is a whole bunch of things here. I don't really care for it. I understand that is very good for a lot of people. I'm not a big multiplayer player myself. I like to do my own thing and do my own pace and stuff whatnot. But yep, fair enough. I hope for these people that they will implement it, and it's under consideration. Now the expanded pump mechanics and pipelines. This is basically having powered pumps by a water wheel or a power source instead of a worker, and then pipelines connected to it. Basically, that the pipeline thing comes up to the Aqueducts feature, and they could be connected to the irrigation towers and water tanks. That would be nice. I would like a pipeline situation similar to how the power lines basically work, but then with pipes. That would be nice to have. Not my most important feature that I would like to have. I'd rather have the like tunneling and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a good feature. Statistics on production, consumption, and other reports with graphs. Now this is something I would love to see. Games like Settlers and stuff like that, they always had those like timeline graphs, and or Factorio even timeline graphs on how much you produce and how much you consume, and you can compare that and you can see where your what you need to improve and which items you're lacking. I would love to have those kind of statistics easily accessible in nice graphs. Perfect. I think that is a great feature to have. Jobs and buildings priority was a feature request on this page. It's done. We do have that. We can now go into every individual building and assign worker priority, which is great because you would like to have your water pumps higher priority than your hauling posts, for example. Digging up and moving ground, soil blocks, raise land, and make earth tiles. Now, this is still say on it, but they have actually already implemented, and it is available on the experimental branch, and it is lovely. We have a excavator building, and even though they can only be used by the golems and made by golems, the earth blocks placing, the dirt, is great. You can now completely redesign your landscape in-game. Perfect. They saw what people wanted, and they have added it. Game over when the last of your beavers dies. Now that we have golems, I think they're gonna skip this because, you can still survive. And if the last of your beaver dies and your iron teeth, you can even recover if you still have breeding pods that are operating and almost finished with producing a kid. So I'm not sure they're gonna do that. It's also not something. End game and an actual purpose to the game would be nice, but and a certain game over if something happens, that would be good. But for the moment, I don't think that is gonna be with the last beaver dying. Add a maximum amount per resource for the warehouse, the storage limit. I would like that. Currently, basically, what we all do is we place storage buildings. We click on add none, nothing can go in here, and then we pick one of the items, and that storage facility is only for that item. But if I could say I want 40 planks, and I want 40 gears, and I want 40 I don't know, anything in this building, that would be great. Maximum of 40 of these and nothing more. This is a feature I would love to have. I would love the max. Now, the next feature, Beaver automators. This is something I have stated a lot of times in my streams, And even in my YouTube videos, I've mentioned it. I would love to be able to automate more. And with automation, like what this also stated is logic triggers. The floodgates should be able to be connected to like a drought sensor or something, or even the gauge, the water gauge, so that you can see if the water drops below a certain level, and then you can open them up more, or if it gets to a certain level, you can close them off. Would love that. Same goes for other things, like the mechanical water pump and stuff like that. I would like to automate all kinds of things, enabling, disabling. Like you should be able to, if your water wheels are spinning and or during the temperate season, you should be able to turn off your engines if you're playing with the Iron Teeth, for example. I would love those kind of things. Kind of like how they do in Factorio. That would be great. It doesn't have to be Turing complete, but I would love some sort of logistics going on, and that would be great. Now there is 2 posts about different seasons. That is also a very often requested feature, to have different seasons. Again, not something that I'm necessarily in the run for. I like that we have the drought and we have the temperate season. It's perfectly fine, but I understand where people come from. I hope they can, make this an option for these people and still keep what we have now also in the game. Like toggle, do you want seasons? Yes, no, as an option. Maybe by default it can be on, but then at least in your custom difficulty settings you can turn it off. Add a powered lift or elevator. Now, I don't really see what this is going to be. Let's. So this person made a nice image. I don't know if you can see it. Here we go. So they made this image, and they have like an elevator, and they can go in on one side and they can go out on the other side. The only way I see this as useful is if that only costs you 1 movement tile. Other than that, it is kind of useless to go up like this. But it is a nice idea, and I like the image, and I like that this person took the time to make a nice blueprint for it. It's lovely. So yeah. They can add it, but it needs to have like an advantage over staircases. Other than that, it maybe takes up a little less space, but yeah, depending on how tall it can become, or if you can go up as high as you want, could be great. Could also be useless. I don't know. Allow mirror and doorway variation for every building. Now, the Folktales already have the lodge and the mirrored lodge. There is a mirrored building mod, and I would indeed love this in the game. I like to build symmetrical, as you might have noticed, and I would love to be able to do that all the time with everything, with the buildings, because now you have to kind of think about it ahead of time, where your entrance for your door is, or for your building is, and you have to reserve that room on the other side as well. So yeah, I love building symmetrical, so I would love to have that mirror and doorway variation for every building. It could also be a negative thing, because then the kind of like the Tetris placing your buildings would become kind of irrelevant. However, like a gristmill, for example, they have the door on the left or the right. Flipping that, it's still, you still don't have the door in the middle, so there's still a little bit of a thing for that. Now, the cards for moving multiple logs, food pieces at once. I did make a graphic for this, and it was something I would love to have, like mine cards. And when they added the golems, I was like, wow, this is even better, because we could have the mine carts be on automated rails, like there would be cogs in the rail, and that would make the carts move. Or we could have a golem push or pull the cart, and then we could transport multiple goods at one go, like say 20 times as many as a single beaver currently can carry. I would love to have that. Yeah, that's just great. I hope they add something like that. Would be great. Add weather features like rain. Weather can be nice for a game, depending on how it's implemented. Like having occasional rain, storms, and sunny days could bring some more variation to the experience in the landscape. It would. If it's just visual effects, great, but my first consideration is now performance, because they should go through that and improve that. Now, there is quite a lot more. I think the cart and rail track system is kind of the same as this one. So, yeah, that is great. The swimming has already, bathing facilities have already been done. We have the mud bath and we have the Lido. Move buildings. Not sure if that is something. That is basically the ability to demolish a building and get some of your resources back, and then you know, building a new one elsewhere. I think that is more logical than moving buildings, so I think this should be merged with the other one. Now, a thing that is also said a lot is a new faction, and I would love a new faction, and combined with like the caves and tunnels and stuff that we went through before. That would be a great faction that have like tunneling options or live underground. They need burrows to have their houses or have their babies. Something like that would be great. A new faction would be welcome, and based on how they set up the interfaces, it seems like they will add a third faction at some point. Whether that is while still in early access, or if that is a DLC or multiple DLCs with multiple new factions, we will have to wait and see. Anyway, I wanted to go through the top part of these features. You can look at the rest yourself. I posted the link in the description, and yeah, just wanted to go through these quickly and give you my opinion. Let me know what you would like to see and which one of these features you would like to see in the game, or if you don't want to see them in the game, and what your reason is. Please leave that as a comment. I love to read what other people think. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you have not yet, please consider subscribing. I post quite a lot of Timberborn related videos, so you might see something you like. And I also stream on Twitch, and we have a Discord server. Both of those links are also in the description. I will see you all next time. Bye for now.